What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Of course, I am your host, Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. You know I got another banger for you, so kick back, relax, and come take a ride with me.
You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
Look, man, there's no other way around it. The Indiana Fever got absolutely destroyed, embarrassed, dragged, drug, and ran out of the gym in Connecticut, 93-69, being held to under 70 points for the first time since I don't know when. It was an embarrassment. The inexperience of the Fever came out. If they want to push this game to game 3 and make this a series, they have to make some serious adjustments in game 2. For one, keeping the composure, man. We saw Coach Christy Sides absolutely livid, lost her mind out there, and got a technical foul in a crucial time, and ultimately the whole team folded. The leadership, the composure starts at the top with the staff. They got to keep it together. They got to lead by example. Coach Christy Sides has been out-coached in every matchup, it feels like, that she is not like that she's going up against a big-time legendary coach, the Cheryl Reeves of the world, the Becky Hammonds of the world. She be getting out-coached, and we saw it against Connecticut as well with the adjustments that their staff made. Putting DeWanna Bonner on Caitlin Clark, the length, the athletic ability completely took her out of this game, and she never looked comfortable and shot a horrible stat line, man, from the field. Just could not get the shots that we are known to see her make fall. They just weren't falling. Got to give the credit to the defense of the Sun, the length and the mobility and the size of these players, man, where they just bring that crazy versatility. My first point, it brings me to this. If Caitlin is going to be getting double-teamed, if they're going to throw Marina Mabrey at her, if they're going to throw DeWanna Bonner, if they're going to throw Dejanay Carrington at her, they are going to have to get Caitlin in a rhythm off ball. They're going to have to create space for her off ball where she can move and get those double screens like she did at Iowa, catch and shoot. Get into a rhythm early. Get her established in this game. Let her see the ball go in a few times. That is going to be key, man. I'm not saying completely take the ball out of her hands. I'm just saying throw some different looks at the Suns so they cannot just key in on Clark and take her out of this game. Because the pick and roll was absolutely not working. They took that away. Did y'all see the way that the Connecticut bigs pushed Aaliyah Boston, pushed Timmy, pushed Nalissa Smith to the elbow, to the top of the key, and didn't really let them get comfortable or establish any deep post presence? The pick and roll was non-existent. Get Caitlin off ball a bit more, set screens, and get her shooting the basketball, because you absolutely cannot have her having another bad shooting night if you're expecting to win this game. Shooters like her need to get into a rhythm, and then they get hot, and it's lights out from there. Get creative, Coach Sides. Get creative, Indiana Fever staff, and get Caitlin in space so she can make shots or attack the basket. Another adjustment I think that has to be made is putting Dantas in the starting lineup. Now, she played 29 minutes and really balled out, hit a few three-pointers and showed her range. I think the main thing with Dantas right now is two things. One, her ability to knock down threes and open up the floor for slashers like Kelsey Mitchell, like Caitlin Clark, if she gets a Marina Mabrey on her, for them to attack the cup. Get AT, get Bree Jones away from that basket with Dantas' three-point shooting. She's going to open up the entire floor for this offense and allow those slashing lanes to be available and not have the paint clogged up in there. She's big, she's physical, she can hit the three. Her presence on the inside needs to be felt. She's strong enough to bang with Bree Jones. She's got the size, the tenacity, and she can be a force down low, just affecting shots, blocking shots. They need her to be active on that glass. They need her to be a big body down there for this next game. Dantas could be the X factor. On top of what she's bringing on the court, you also have to look at the fact of what she brings off the court in this locker room, being a part of a championship organization with the Minnesota Lynx, playing playoff basketball, being in the league, knowing the intensity and what's coming with playoff basketball and the defense, and her helping this squad keep their composure and being a vocal leader to this young talent. For a lot of these Fever players, this is their first taste of playoff action. So you definitely need leaders to calm the presence, be a calming presence, and really just continue to ride the tide when things get rocky. Dantas, if they win game 2, I'm expecting Dantas to have a big game. We mentioned last game, man, we really saw her shot begin to fall. She got some open looks, and she's a zone buster. She's a space maker, man. She came in off the bench, played 24 minutes, had 12 points and 2 rebounds. They need her to be more aggressive on the glass. I mean, you look at it, Aaliyah Boston is the only one on the team that had double-digit rebounds. And then you look at who is second by far. Lexie Hull cannot be second. Like, the guards, the wings cannot be getting more rebounds than the bigs. Why does Caitlin Clark have more rebounds than Timmy? Why does she have more rebounds than Dantas? Why is Lexie Hull second? Rebounding is going to be key. Bree Jones and AT are freaking monsters down low. They are monsters down low. We saw AT with 10 rebounds to lead the way for this group. Bonner had 6. Bree Jones had 5 rebounds. Like, it's going to take a total team effort. But Lexie Hull cannot be your second leading rebounder, people. That is absolutely ridiculous. They got to be more aggressive on the glass. It's not all on Aaliyah Boston. And if Dantas is getting those minutes, they need more than 2 rebounds from her. So that's going to be key. Boxing out and limiting the Connecticut Sun to 1 shot so they can get out in transition. We saw when they did play with space and pace for that first half, it was a very close game, very competitive game, and in the third quarter, all hell broke loose. They cannot come out of halftime that flat again, y'all. I'm going to just tell you right now. They got their doors blown off in the third, and this team never looked back. They need to play with pace, but they need to play controlled. If it's a little chaotic, that's fine. But this needs to be controlled chaos. Limit turnovers, which Caitlin kept the turnovers down. And, we got to shout her out for that. But limit the turnovers, because if they get out in transition, you have nobody to stop AT with a full head of steam who was just carving them up in transition. Her and Bonner, Euro, and using the length, getting to the cup, and finishing with style. You have to limit that transition offense from the Connecticut Sun. Limit turnovers, because they're so good at turning those turnovers in the transition buckets the other way. And then if you bring the energy, the intensity, and limit second chance shots, and also just crash the glass and be aggressive, you got a chance in this ball game. But I think those are the biggest adjustments for the Fever to compete. I do think they come out and fire back. I'm expecting a bounce back game from a lot of players. Y'all know Caitlin doesn't typically have 2 bad games back to back. So I'm looking for her to come back on a mission. And I think this team knows what to expect now. They are better than what we saw. They can play better, and they know that. So those are my expectations for a Fever win next game. They need to bring that energy, the intensity, make shots, and get Caitlin out in space. But that is a wrap for us, man. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, comment, like, share, and all that good stuff to stay up with the latest with the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Of course, I am your host, Brandon Blakeney, a.k.a. Brandon Lee TV. Until next time, we out.